When I was very little, I started classical ballet, and I have a big passion for dance. The dancing already started a lot earlier, but there was this slow transition between my interest in dance and my interest in materiality and identity. And that interest in identity really came around that age, like 12, going into the city more and realizing how transformative a garment can be, and started relating that to my fascination for transformation within my own body, within dance. I take quite some time for a collection, like I really take 6 months. Inspiration always comes a little bit from different areas. It's not one subject, but it's sort of a story that I go through throughout the month. It started with one book that I have about stellar cartography. It's really beautiful drawings in how we are connected to the system of the sun and the moon and the stars, but also how our signs are visualized. So that was my starting point. I don't do drawing, and the design process is really interwoven within the making process. It's like one. So we start making a material, and then often we start making the garment, but I will change the design while we were making, etc., etc. Even when we start making a garment, we have no idea on the outcome. That is quite a chaotic process, but I do think that's where unexpected things come out. The more I control and the more I sort of think in advance and plan everything out, the less interesting the process becomes. And in that sense, I may be more of an artist than a designer, if you want to compare it like that. Is that for me the process is really important. It's not only about the end result. In the last 10 years, I've really built up my atelier within techniques and materials that are really our own. Strangely enough, some of these techniques and materials no one else can make. I think that is of a really big value. And within the ready-to-wear, you scale up production, so you have to work with factories. And then suddenly, the palette of what we could do was going from here to here, because that is all the existing techniques. So for me as an artist, it felt like going from all the colors in the world towards one color. And that amount of limitation, I really felt that I was throwing away my biggest value. I really want to add something to fashion, and for me it's not about the quantity but really about the quality. My work is really a very direct translation of what I am, what goes on in my mind. It's a very personal journey, every collection. So if you look at a collection, I think you can really see almost sort of my journey of the last 6 months as a person. When the solo exhibition started, that I was walking through the 10 years of pieces, and it really felt like walking through my life. It's not my intention to bring my life into the work for others, but it is a very personal piece of diary. I think there's people that see fashion really as a form of art, which I do. Of course not all fashion, but certain types of fashion. And then you don't really see it as a garment anymore. You start seeing it as a form of self-expression. It's not for everybody. That's the same with art. It's also not for everybody, but it's definitely for a big group of people. Yeah.